So, Michael,
Hey, Alex.
I have a query for you.
A query?
Or rather, a scenario.
A scenario?
Yes. Well, pronounce the A in a harder tone. A scenario.
Scenario.
Yes. So,
Okay.
hang on. I just gotta silence my phone real quick.
So unprofessional.
Yes.
Jeez.
So, let me lay this down for you.
I'm laying it
I
down.
was talking about this with some people earlier. And I want to know your opinion on it. Mm-hmm. Let's say you're stranded out in the desert
I'm out in the desert.
for like a couple days, and you're really, really hungry.
Right.
And you're just crawling along, and
Yes.
you just see a plate with a tongue on it, a severed tongue.
Like a human tongue.
Well, a tongue from
Some animal.
something.
Yes.
It might be a person. Would you eat that tongue?
My gut says yes. I mean, if I'm starving, it's the only thing to do.
But here's the thought: it's the only food that will taste you as much as you taste it.
Okay, A, that's gross.
Yeah, right.
Second, yeah.
You're Frenching your food.
Ew. Ew.
So anyway, yeah, I was.
That is a nasty way to think about human
Right?
survival.
Well,
also,
yeah.
if it's a severed tongue, I don't think it tastes. It's got to be connected to something.
But then the joke doesn't work.
Fair enough.
But I like someone showed me a picture like, would you eat this tongue? And like I thought about it, it's like, yeah, I'd eat a tongue. But then I saw it on the plate, and I'm like, if like cutting that, like that would just hurt me.
I mean, yeah, well, if you cook it, I feel like it would be more tender and it would be more chewable.
But it still looks like a tongue.
Yeah. Well, I mean, how fresh is this tongue? Was it literally just chopped out and put on a plate?
It's as if it was placed there by someone.
Well, actually, there's a question. Who's out there in the desert seeing a starving person and deciding to...
Look, okay, now I think you're getting off track.
Maybe a little bit. However, I feel like that would also be a question in my mind. Like, who put a tongue on a plate in the desert?
Just crawling along. It's like, I'm so hungry. Why is there a tongue here?
Why is it? I think what would scare me more than the tongue is the plate, to be perfectly honest.
Yeah.
Like, a tongue, I guess, hypothetically speaking, maybe a tongue fell out of an animal. I don't know. There are a lot of creatures out there. But the fact that someone took the time to prepare a dish is much more concerning to me, to be honest. You don't see any skulls without, like, one of those cow bull skulls. You don't see it with its tongue in it.
That's fair. Welcome back to the Underweekly Taking. I'm Michael.
I'm confused. Welcome to the weekly Undertaking.
Yes, that's what it's called.
Yes.
And I'm not Michael.
I'm Michael.
Yes, I'm Alex.
And this is the 7th episode of the weekly Undertaking. Thank you all so much for joining us.
Yes, hi. Nice to see you all.
Yes.
So,
We will imagine your gorgeous faces.
Let's get right down to business.
Business?
Yes. We woke up at 6 in the morning every day this week.
Honestly, a horrible decision.
I disagree.
You disagree?
Yes.
All right.
This was my favorite undertaking so far, and I think it's changed my life the most out of any undertaking we've done so far. Because I think I'm not going to be able to stop waking up at 6 after this, and I like that.
You are clinically insane.
I think you're just... Okay, so... maybe.
I mean, listen, it's not like I'm a huge freeloader. I also went to school and had a job, but this week in particular, we were both not busy at all, and
Speak for yourself, I had work.
you did have work. You are the employed, productive member of society out of the two of us. But I didn't. I mean, we both had just come off of, long summer vacations.
That's true.
In which we didn't have responsibility waking us up at 6 in the morning.
And now you're going. But didn't it get easier throughout the week?
Maybe for you.
Really? You
Not
didn't think it
really.
was easier? I started waking up without an alarm.
Okay, that definitely did not happen for me.
Wow, that's so strange.
Like, I don't know. I think that I was able to get up as far as like get out of bed and start waking myself up easier, but actually like getting the physical motivation to lift myself off the pillow, I was not. I did not come very easily.
So here's the thing. That's the hardest part.
Yes.
Obviously. And that's the hardest part of waking up. But once you get past that part, you're just up. Right? Right? Right?
Towards the end,
Left?
center, north.
So, it was definitely very difficult for me in the beginning. Sunday and Monday were really rough. I stayed in bed until probably about 9, even though I was awake. I just kind of sat there. I put on TV.
I felt like I did that at first too, and then I just had to I got up at like 7:30. I like left the bed. I was like, I need to move and do something.
So what was I going to say?
You were saying that you were in bed.
It was hard. I was in bed. This sounds like the beginning of a porn.
Jesus Christ.
My roommate walked in. He was half naked. So Tuesday was a lot easier for me. That was the day when I really started noticing... I'm talking.
Okay, sorry.
So Tuesday was the day when I really started noticing how it was getting easier. And like just like any other shift in one's life, if you go at it enough, you're just going to completely change your whole life around. Kind of how me and my roommate did. So how was your beginning of the week, Michael?
It was good. Not as
I don't have a roommate anymore.
He
moved out.
Not after that incident.
We had a fight. Just
that day was very was life-changing for multiple everyone involved.
Anyway, no, talk about yourself.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I mean, I also had the same experience of like forcing myself out of bed is being the most difficult part. And what I thought going into the week is I thought that I would be able to, at least later on in the week, like get myself out, go on a bike ride or a walk or something like that, and use that to wake myself up. That did not happen. It's hard enough to get up the motivation to exercise and be active, period. But at 6 or 7 o'clock in the morning, it is exponentially more difficult to do that.
That's fair. That's fair. Now, did you manage to wake up at 6 every day this week?
Except this morning.
You horrible person.
I am terrible at this challenge.
I can't believe you. How could you do something like that?
Listen, I know I betrayed your trust and the trust of everybody listening to us, but I don't know. I was up till 3 a.m. the previous night, and I didn't feel like a 3-hour power nap was just. I didn't think that was suitable.
You know what? It's cool. I didn't wake up at 6 a.m. today either.
What the fuck?
I woke up at 4:30 a.m. And I'm not kidding.
Why did you do this?
I went golfing with family friends. We had to leave at 5.
Why?
Because we teed off at 6:30. And it's an hour away.
I don't golf. Do you have scheduled appointments as to when you're supposed to hit the ball?
Yes, you sign up and you have a tee off time.
Really?
Yes.
So it's not like mini golf. You don't just go
at like less professional. At like is there golf in the Olympics?
I don't think there's golf.
Okay, at like professional golf courses, like things that host the PGA, you got to make like a reservation, and you have a specific time where you tee off, and then they have a cart for you with that time, and then you drive through it. Because like there are 18 holes, and you have to like keep pace with the other people.
Right, of course.
So there are 18 groups at once.
And how many of these 18 groups wake up at 6:30 in the morning to go golfing, or 4:30 a.m.
You get there at 6:30.
Right.
The course was actually pretty empty, and it wasn't like a professionally like nice course. It was a pretty like basic golf course, but it was still a lot of fun. And what else did you want me to explain?
Well, first of all, what was it like golfing at 6:30 a.m.? Is that it?
I do it all the time.
That's the usual time to go golfing?
Yeah. Well, usually, on average, when I go with my dad, we tee up around 7 usually. And usually the golf course is closer. So we usually leave around, like, wake up around 6:30.
Usually.
Yes, usually, but not always.
So what do you usually do? Oh, okay. So, all right. That's adventurous. You actually made something of your day that early on. How long did you golf for?
It was a 4-hour game, which is short. It's usually around 5 hours, but this course had a lot of par 3s, a lot of fun. A lot of chances for hole-in-ones.
Are par 3s very difficult?
No, they're very easy.
Okay.
Easy, they're very close to you.
Okay.
A par 3 is like you hit it once, and then you're on the green, if you hit it well.
And then the other two strokes are just mini golfing.
Yes.
Okay.
A par is how many shots it takes to get to the green plus 2 putts.
Okay. Gotcha.
So there are 2, 3, 4, and 5. Water. And it was great. After that, we all went to get breakfast. That's where we had the tongue conversation.
You had the tongue conversation with at a breakfast place?
Yeah, at a diner.
Did someone order a tongue?
Well, no, here's what happened.
Okay.
I was hoping this would come up.
Okay.
Because it's a fun story. So, we don't live in that area. It's about an hour from here, as stated before. But our family friends do. They live right on the corner. So, one of them was telling us about local eateries in the area. And one place... excuse me. One place served... like noodles with different types of meat in it.
Okay.
And one of the meats was what was it called? Shit. What was the animal?
Cow?
No, it was it was an oxtail. The tail of an ox.
The tail of an ox.
Yes. It looks really gross. He showed me a picture. It's just a literal tail sliced into little hot dog like pieces and then coated in a sauce served with noodles. No one's... He hasn't eaten it.
Okay. I mean, that's interesting. I wonder if... Is that like a cultural food, or is that...
It might be. Okay. I'm not sure. It does not sound great.
No, I can't imagine that being
but
super appetizing.
Then we started talking about strange foods, and then eventually the tongue thing came up. And then I brought up like a desert. Like I brought up the desert. It's like originally there was no plate. The tongue was just in sand.
I mean...
But then it would just taste like sand.
It would just taste like sand. But I would still... I mean, you still got to eat it. But what's the strangest thing that you've ever eaten?
The strangest thing I've ever eaten? That's a good question. You answer your own question while I think.
I've eaten a rattlesnake before.
Oh, that's cool.
I've eaten a horse before.
Oh, that's cool. Was it while you were riding it?
No. Yeah, exactly. I just reach down, take off a chunk, and start munching.
I don't remember
built-in snacks.
I don't remember what show it was from, but like there was like something where it was like, I invented a machine that can take meat off of cows without killing it. It's like, what? I don't remember what that's from. Someone tell me.
That sounds cruel.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Email us the name of the television program
or a movie. I'm not sure.
Okay.
Or a commercial. I really don't remember.
But yeah, they were both very. The rattlesnake was especially chewy. I had that in Colorado.
Really, I thought that would be like kind of like tough.
It was tough to get through. So
tough and
like,
chewy.
Yeah, tough and chewy.
Oh, by the way, how was your trip to Steph's Pod?
To Steph's Pod? No, it was Cape Cod.
Oh, I cannot remember the name of this place for the life of me.
You got close in.
That was the closest I've gotten.
It is. I mean,
that was better than Rod's Pod.
It was. At least that one. At least they both rhymed. You're obsessed with me going to different people's pods, but we'll take it.
You're the one going.
Yeah, true. Cape Cod was nice though. It was a really fun trip.
That's good.
I was there actually. During the beginning of this challenge, the Sunday and Monday.
Yes. How did that affect you? I was wondering if you did it.
I did, and I thought that I was going to go and take a walk during the early morning hours and maybe catch a sunrise.
That sounds nice.
Did not happen.
Oh.
I'm sure the sunrises in Cape Cod are gorgeous. However, I was tired. I just kind of stood in bed. I got up and I went and I read and watched a little TV and stuff like that. Which
well, you did things.
I did, except I ended up falling asleep again around 8 o'clock just because
that's okay.
Tired.
Actually, on Sunday, I did fall asleep for like a few minutes, like after I woke up initially. It got very tough.
Really?
It was very tough in the beginning.
Yeah,
I can understand that, but I stress for all those listening, it gets so much easier when you do it for a couple of days.
Speak for yourself.
Well, for me, but also probably for you, unless your name is Michael.
I wonder if
Actually, there's a pretty good chance your name's Michael.
It's a very common name. Very uncreative name. But also the best name. That's why it's so popular.
Yeah,
it's the best
second
name.
best. Yeah.
Second. We'll argue this later.
Yes.
But yeah, I was going to bring back a traditional a dish from Cape Cod to try on air, like you did the pog when you were in Hawaii.
The pow.
Paug. However, I learned that fish chowder kind of spoils after a couple days, and it's not very easy to
I'm
refrigerate.
so glad, because I really don't want that.
Really?
Whatever that is.
You're willing to eat a tongue over chowder.
I didn't say I'd eat the tongue.
Would you eat the tongue?
Well, yeah, maybe.
Really?
If I was in the desert.
I mean, yeah, okay, well, if someone, let's say this, someone serves you a tongue out of, I don't know, you're at a restaurant, and someone buys you a tongue, would you eat it? It's like, it's like cooked and everything.
I'm not as picky as I once was when I was younger. Mm-hmm. I think I'd try it, but I don't think I'd be comfortable doing it.
Fair enough.
But if it was really good, or it was like a sensational new emotion in my mouth, that would be. You think anyone's ever become like a criminal from trying tongue and loving it? Like they become the tongue snatcher and steal people's tongues and eats them?
You mean they only go up to people, kidnap them, cut off their tongues, and eat the tongue?
Yeah, it's perfect, because then they can't tell the police who did it.
Perfect. Witness elimination.
Oh my God.
Without murder.
We gotta call Netflix.
Oh, yeah.
Tongue Snatcher.
Tongue Snatcher, the docuseries. It's great. Oh my God, that's the... Oh man.
I love that.
I feel like we're talking more about weird food than we are the early.
I never
rise.
answered your question, by the way. Mm-hmm. So, did you find yourself going to sleep earlier than normal?
I did. Normally I go to sleep around like 1:30 in the morning.
Nice.
But I ended up not being able to stay up past 11 most nights.
Well, that's good. Mm-hmm. You get to bed earlier. It's just,
early to bed, early to rise.
Yeah, welcome to the club, buddy.
Yeah.
I usually go...
What's it? Makes a man healthy but socially dead. I forget. There was some Animaniacs
I've seen that.
Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
It's true.
Mm-hmm. It is.
I usually go to bed around 12 and wake up around 8. But this week...
Oh, yeah, you're an early riser. I keep forgetting.
But this week I was in bed by 10:30. Mm-hmm. And I was up at 6, obviously. Mm-hmm. And honestly, I'm totally cool with that continuing. Because...
Okay.
I don't know.
Good for you.
There's something really nice about waking up and just having all the time in the world to just kind of do stuff.
I actually do agree with that. It was very relaxing to kind of be able to mull and take the day kind of slowly and just ease into it. I do agree that was a very big bonus to it.
Oh, by the way, for the 3 of you that care, I took Michael to Union Bagels this week.
Oh yeah, that's right. You did. That was actually probably the most productive morning that I had. That I actually did something with the extra time.
Yeah. When I went to pick you up, you got in the car, and the look on your face was just, I hate this.
It was, yeah, I hated every second of waking up until like 8 a.m. I was just like dead. And you can tell the people that I interacted with, my family at those moments, like, I'm normally not a super grumpy individual. I'm normally like happy and enjoyment. I was not having any of their crap at all when I was like half asleep.
Oh, goodness.
Oh man. But yeah, you're right. I'm glad this was so productive for you, but for me it was the...
No, it was awesome. I actually felt myself being like kinder.
You and I are very different people.
It makes for a great show.
It does. I guess so. What do you mean you were kinder to people?
Well, I'm not to pat myself on the old on my own back, on the old back.
On the old back.
But
not the young one, the old one. Yeah.
Pat, because I think I'm a pretty nice person. At least to the point where I'm very tolerable of other people. Mm-hmm. I don't get angry often, and if I do, I don't show it.
That's true, actually. I agree with that. I haven't seen you angry in the many years we've been friends.
Ah, yes. So, this week, well, I recently started a new job, and that shit's stressful. But this week I found, even when I was fucking up, because it's a new job and I fuck up often.
Right.
I really was not upset or scared, and when like a bunch of extra work gets dumped on me, usually I'm like, oh, okay, and then I'm like, oh, damn it. But No, this week I was like, oh, okay, then it's good, something to do. Maybe it was because I was a little more tired. And it's like, good, this will keep me awake.
Right.
Or maybe just because I don't know, I'm an angel from Sacramento.
An Angel from Sacramento? Is that where angels are?
That's another good Netflix series.
Angels in Sacramento?
Yes.
What's in Sacramento besides the capital of California?
Tim Hortons.
Tim Hortons? Is that the origin point of Tim Hortons?
No, I don't know, but there's probably one there.
There's probably a Tim Hortons there. Yeah, that would actually be funny. Celestial being descending from above and then just going to the most bland city in America.
It's not that bland.
Have you ever been there?
No.
Neither have I.
So quit judging things you don't understand.
It's very true. We're gonna get someone from Sacramento very angrily,
Well, excuse me.
or confirming
Yes.
our suspicions that it's not exactly the most entertaining city.
Yeah, confirm or deny, Sacramentians.
So you think that your lack of sleep or early rise to the day made you more accepting of the work of the new job?
Yeah, I think so. I got the same amount of sleep, and I really do love having like a whole day type of thing before I even go to work. Like we went to breakfast, and then I came back and I got a bunch of like shit done, and then I went to work. Like, and then I went home and I got more shit done. Also, this is a very busy week for me.
Yeah, first week on the job is very busy.
Second week, bro.
Second week?
You were in the
Stand corrected.
You were on Kate's pod.
I was. You're getting closer. Cape Cod. Okay, continue. But your second week on the job was less stressful because of the productivity of the morning.
Yeah, and I think I also just knew what I was doing a little bit better. So that might be a not a perfect like thing,
But it
thing
worked out
to talk about, but it all worked out. I really loved this challenge. I can't stress that enough. It's so by far my favorite undertaking. Hopefully not for long.
Hopefully not. But I as much as
What was that?
That was I don't know. It was a cross between a stifled sneeze and a grunt. I don't know. I apologize. I kind of like a.
Well,
channeling
I'll
a
consider
hog.
about forgiving you.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate that. But while I suffered through
You're forgiven.
had me on edge there for a minute. I was a little worried.
I could tell. I could hear it in your voice. Continue.
While I suffered through the beginning stages of waking up and everything, I will say that I realized, I kind of expected this, but I realized how many hours are in a day and how much I spend kind of just doing nothing. None more so than today. Today, like I said, I had a late night. I was playing games with a bunch of friends, game night with and one of them spent the night, and I woke up at 9 a.m. a couple hours later than I was supposed to, and I went out and I did things. I walked the dog.
Nice.
I got bagels and stuff, and my friend slept till 12:30 p.m.
So you had 6.5 hours to kind of hang out.
Just kind of 3.5 hours.
Oh,
just
oh yeah, you slept in a little bit.
You can math. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I woke up at 9 instead of 6.
Well, now you know how I felt when we used to have sleepovers.
When we were young. I
Yeah.
mean, when we were younger, I didn't sleep that late. I probably
No.
woke up at 9:30.
Well, yeah, but I woke up at 6:37.
Yeah, that's right. You've
And I was
always
like,
been one of those people.
It's
Yeah.
like, what the hell am I supposed to do? I can't get up because your floor creaks, and I don't have a cellular device because I'm a kid. I also can't do anything because I'm a kid.
I can't read beyond the latest Henry and Mud thing. Yeah.
Yeah. it's like-
Turn on the light. Yeah, it's rough. I don't know. I mean, it was nice, but it was just kind of. I realized when I was walking around, I don't normally sleep that late anyway, but I realized, wow, a lot of things can be done while you are actively doing nothing.
right?
Not to bash people that do sleep that late. I'm sure that kind of sleep is necessary and that they're probably more well rested than the rest
No,
of us.
there's like a whole everyone's different, so everyone should find a sleep schedule that works for them in their lives.
Though I will say, I always get shocked by this. We're both recent college graduates.
That is correct.
Yes. Well, first of all, if you wake up that early, how did you experience the college life campus? Because
That is a good question.
Yeah.
I didn't. I'm just kidding. I did. So
Okay.
in college, it was actually in college these last 4 years that I was at my worst when it came to early to bed, early to rise.
I'm sure.
I really did not. I was still much like I was still in bed much earlier than the average college student. I think on average I tried to go to sleep at 12. And I woke up probably around 9 on a good day.
Right.
I needed a lot of rest because I was dealing with a lot of bullshit.
Well, weren't we all? College, a lot of bullshit.
Yes.
A lot of bullshit.
But there were like quite a few nights where it was like I was up till 3, 4. I don't think I've ever pushed it further than that. I still have never had an all-nighter.
I don't think I have either, actually.
Really?
Yeah, well, we had different experiences. I drove to and from college, and you lived on
Yes.
campus, so I kind of needed sleep so I didn't crash.
Yeah,
But,
that's fair. Yes.
But, I mean, that's great, yeah. Okay, so did you regularly stay up that late? 3, 4 a.m.?
No.
Okay.
No. That was once every couple of months, maybe, when there was something interesting going on. My last night at college, I stayed up very late because me and my friends had like a goodbye party, and a lot of fun stuff happened that night. Nothing terribly illegal,
Terribly.
but I mean,
we took out overdue library books and buried them in the backyard. Took out, yeah.
you're not that far off. I'll tell you about it later.
Okay, cool.
But I'm not saying that shit on the air. But everyone that was there, you know.
They're reminiscing about these still
I
hidden.
can picture everyone just being like looking up into the air and being like, oh yeah, and then like whoever they're with is like, what are you doing?
They just fantasizing about ripping that tag off of all the mattresses in the dorm.
But also, by the way, since you brought it up, I'm very curious because we never really talked about it. I'm just curious to hear like more about your college life because that was probably the most time, not now, but that was the biggest like chunk of our lives where we just didn't see each other nearly as much as we have in any other section.
I mean, we hung out over the breaks, but we were
Really not. Like, I really didn't speak to you over. Like, even when we were planning the Oxymorons for over a year now, by the way.
Yes.
We did not talk to each other. We just
At all.
both came back with ideas.
Exactly, and you occasionally would send me a script, and we'd discuss that stuff. I mean, you were much more creative with all the Argyle stuff, but
Yes, well, that's for another day.
right, exactly. Sorry, but my experience was I had a really good experience. You know, a lot of commuters just for reasons like getting a job and stuff like that, they go to campus, they go to class, and then they go home or go to their work or whatever they're doing. I was lucky enough that I had the opportunity. I would regularly go up to campus at like 9 a.m. every day, because early morning classes, when you're a math major, you don't get to pick when the classes fall. There's only like maybe 12 kids interested, so the professor chooses the time. But I would go to class at 9. I would stay on campus from like 9 a.m. till 11 p.m. at night and go home and sleep and repeat.
So you have a lot of college life experience despite living at home.
Right. And I did spend many nights, like, few months over, just like I would stay for either studying or we'd go out to the city or something like that.
Yeah.
And we'd come back and I would just stay in my friend's dorm and things. And the first night that I did that was my freshman year. And we didn't stay out that late. We were in bed by like 1, 2 in the morning. So
That is actually not very late.
not at all. But it was Halloween or something, so we just had like a 6-hour horror movie marathon. It was a lot of fun. But I woke up at like 10:30 like I normally do, and I was just kind of, and everybody else was asleep, and I was like kind of milling about, like I don't want to wake these people up. And then I just was looking all around. It came to 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I had showered. And mind you, at that point, I wasn't being like the courteous tiptoeing, anything like that. They were dead like logs, just sleeping.
And it was 1 in the afternoon.
It was 1 in the afternoon, and it was like Halloween was like a Thursday that year, so there were classes happening that day.
My rule is after 10 a.m., fuck courtesy.
Exactly. You can just start banging pots and pans if you need to. But yeah, it was like, I don't know. That's what woke me up to like, wow, college life
Nice.
is the college sleep cycle
Wow.
is the circadian rhythm is not something that college students possess.
That's true. Sounds like you had a much better Halloween than my freshman year.
What was your Halloween experience freshman year?
I didn't have many friends, and the one person I hung out with a lot, you know you are. What's up, buddy? Went home for the breaks, or went home for Halloween. So I kind of just stayed in the room and watched the Cleveland show all night.
The Cleveland show.
I don't know. I was into the Cleveland show. There was a lot wrong with me.
All right.
Just kidding. It's a fine show. Not terrible.
well,
not good.
It's Family Guy, but
With Cleveland.
with Cleveland, it's not. I don't know. It doesn't seem too creative.
Yeah. But, you know,
enjoyable.
eventually I made friends, as we all do, and I had an awesome Halloweens after that.
That's good.
Anyway. 6 a.m.
6 a.m.
That's what we're talking about.
Yes.
Oh, my God.
We that's brought us all over the place.
Yeah, I got to mention. Up with the Sunrise was the name of this undertaking.
That's right.
But every time we woke up, the sun was up.
Right.
So, but today I
Damn
got to...
those summer nights,
Dawns.
Dawns.
But this morning I got to watch the sunrise.
Really?
So the title is true. Up with the sunrise.
Well, what was your experience of watching the sunrise?
It was fine. I was in a car.
Oh, so you didn't stand on the golf course watching the sun?
Well, by the time we teed off, the sun was up. Well, it wasn't up. It was above the horizon. So yeah, up.
Gotcha.
But the trees were still blocking the sunlight, so it was freezing.
Did you drive out there?
Yes, my father drove.
Well, were you conscious for the entire drive?
Yes, he knows about the weekly undertaking. He's probably, hi, Dad. And he knew about the 6 a.m. stuff, so he's like, hey, aren't you supposed to be up at 6 a.m.? It's like, yeah, but it's like 5 o'clock. And he's like, well, you should go to sleep and I'll wake you up at 6 a.m. So he's still obliged to the rule of the challenge. I'm like,
God bless him. He takes these challenges a lot more seriously than we sometimes do. Oh, that's great. No, but that's important. So I take it you didn't do that then?
no, I stayed up.
Were you what were the roads like at that point in the morning?
Empty.
I gotta imagine that no one on the road is there unless they
Yeah.
have to be.
When we went down Peninsula and it was empty. Once we got on the highways, there were a good amount of people. Like, you know,
Really?
there's your early birds, criminals, people driving to work.
Criminals?
Like the tongue snatcher.
The tongue snatcher.
Yes.
Yes.
He swoops his victims away at 5 a.m.
Yes.
Glad this wasn't wake up at 5 a.m.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we'd be out of the podcast business.
We wouldn't have tongues.
Oh, I was hanging.
That's a horrible imagination. Horrible.
Thanks.
Yep. You're welcome.
Well, you started a comedy duo with me.
I did. We did.
So, like, anything else to say? Or, yeah. We just get really bad at podcasting. The weather. No.
That's bad.
Sporks.
We did that already.
Shit.
It's
My roommate.
You really want to talk about your roommate?
I think it's funny to bring it back up for comedic thing.
Rule of threes.
Yeah. I only brought it up twice.
2 minutes of dead air.
Podcast. What were you saying, by the way? Because I cut you off with this stupid bit.
It's okay. I mean, I think I don't think I have much more to say beyond that. While I don't think I will be waking up at 6 a.m. unless I definitely have to for work and or school. I do think that waking up earlier is something that I do want to try for the reason that I listed earlier, that there's so much that you can do ease into the day and before everything starts getting chaotic.
The biggest thing I was excited for with this challenge was getting to go to breakfast with you, because in my mind it's like, I'm going to see Michael at 7 a.m. This is never going to happen again.
I can guarantee you that, God willing, and if my will is brought into this at all, that won't happen ever again.
But it was fun. I was going to see if you wanted to get breakfast yesterday, but I thought I'd let you sleep. Or be awake elsewhere.
Be awake in just watching TV or reading or something like that.
All right. Anyway, bucket time?
Bucket time. Bring it
bucket.
out.
So, it's right there already. It is brought.
It has been brung.
So, as you three longtime listeners know, we were fresh out of Pickens last week.
Yes, we finished the trial period.
We have nothing left. It went well.
I agree.
And now we're ready to do this for the rest of our lives. Our natural lives.
Our natural lives.
Yes.
Tongue snatcher. my may strike before then.
He's coming.
He's always there.
In theaters. Soon. Anyway, fuck it.
Very specific.
So,
Would you like to pick or shall I?
you know what? Why don't I pick?
Go for it.
Here, hold this. So there's a good 15 in here. I'm nervous, but also excited because I don't know what this week could possibly hold. Can I pick again?
No, you picked it. We gotta do
Okay.
it. We gotta do it. Like our thing says, we pick it and we have
All
to
right.
do it.
This one's cool. It's just not cool.
What is it?
So it's called Check Out the Competition.
Okay.
And we both have to listen to the same 7 podcasts during this week.
Right. Okay. Now, should they be new podcasts or should they be podcasts that, we just enjoy?
I think, we should both each pick 3, and then we'll agree on a 7th.
A 7.
And we'll listen to one a day. Like a few episodes.
Oh, okay. Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm suggesting. Because there's no other rules for this than just...
same 7 podcasts.
Yeah.
During the week.
So, I mean, I don't know. I think they can be about anything. I don't know if there are any other weekly Undertaking-esque shows out there. I will look.
I very much doubt it.
I haven't found it. I'm so glad that there aren't. We are a unique little flower.
Right, exactly. I do want to mention the arrogance in calling these 7 podcasts the competition.
Yeah,
because
that's true.
They probably have, funding from corporations.
Or, listeners.
Exactly.
I kid.
We love you,
Dad.
all 10 people that are listening to us.
Yes. Well, actually, no. This episode's coming out the same day that our advertising starts.
Right. True. So maybe
you
there
never
are
know.
Maybe there are some more.
Hello. Yeah, if you're a new listener, welcome.
Yeah, I mean, podcasts are always fun, and I think
Yes.
that if anything, this will help us realize what the masters of the craft are doing that we are not. Or
I agree.
Vice versa.
You know what's funny? I've never listened to a podcast. Well,
What?
I really don't listen to podcasts. ever.
Really? I'm
Yeah.
surprised.
Yet I came to you and dude, let's start a podcast.
Well, yeah, exactly. This was all your idea. That's right.
Yes, you're welcome.
Yeah.
So this will be a fun experience for me because I'll get to learn how the others do it, and then we'll be able to not do that.
Exactly. And I think that in the past when we do the try something new or when we have media consumption challenges, we don't always listen to the same one. So I think that if we do listen and experience the same things,
This is the first time we're doing the exact same thing.
and I think that that'll be good for stirring conversation.
Yes.
And differing opinions.
Different
of the same
opinions
things.
on the same things instead of opinions on different things.
Exactly.
This is like the book one, but with the ears instead of eyes, and the thing we just talked about just then that I forgot about already.
Precisely.
All right, so I think that's it. Are we good?
I think so.
Cool. Guess what, everyone? We fucking have a Twitter
We fucking have a Twitter
and an Instagram.
and an Instagram.
Yes.
Do we have a Facebook?
Well, yeah, we've always had a Facebook.
We've always had a
Michael.
Facebook.
Get on my level.
Do we have a MySpace?
Maybe one day
Maybe one day.
when we do that skit.
We are not big enough for MySpace
No,
yet.
no, we're not.
We
honestly.
need to eclipse a certain thing.
Yes.
For
So
MySpace.
anyway, all those tags are in the description. You should check them out and follow us and shit.
And contact us, email us, comment on our things, or give us your opinions.
We're desperate for human contact.
Please.
And the end of the day, it's all about the friendship and waking up at 6 a.m., which I will continue to do until I die.
And just a fair warning for anyone listening, it is entirely possible that forcing your friend to wake up at 6 a.m. may end the friendship.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow,
You're
I feel
on-
sorry for that sucker. Right, best friend? Join us next week for the weekly Undertaking.
And until next week, don't forget to challenge yourself.
And try something new.
Thanks for listening.
Goodbye.
I need to take a nap.
I know. Go to sleep.
You're on thin ice, buddy.
After... Okay.